Happy Monday. Welcome to 9 to noon. This is your rainy days and Mondays leader, the master mixer of the Monday morning montage in patented fashion, Eric Nordquist. He's Mad Producer 1. You can follow him on Twitter if you are so inclined. And I'm Paul Allen. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
This just can't be the Minnesota Vikings highlight of a day in Border Battle 130 unless it's a walk-off winner.
Will Reichert is 7 of 9 this year from 50-plus. This will be a 59-yard try, right hash. Snap spot. Kick. Leg. Excellent. Accuracy. Yes!
Wow.
Holy cow, is this kid good? That's a 59-yard make by Will Reichert, which means he has passed Greg Joseph for the second most makes of 50 and beyond in Minnesota Vikings history. He now has 16, which puts him 8 behind Blair Walsh.
I mean, that's great and everything. And the kid kicker is absolutely fantastic. The punter did great work yesterday, too. But really, with Border Battle 130, unless it's in walk-off fashion, leading to a victory or maybe a cold-blooded 59-yarder to get you to overtime, only to have Daniel Carlson miss a bunch of kicks to get you to overtime, and then maybe you lose a spine tingler where you played really, really well. It's just tough absorbing. That is the absolute highlight of Border Battle 130 for the Minnesota Vikings. He's the bomb, no doubt. Yeah, Ryan Wright was amazing. But you can't leave Border Battle 130 with no touchdowns and bragging about kicks. Kicks, indeed, were in vogue yesterday. Right into the teeth of every Minnesota Vikings fan listening to, watching, or attending that game. Keyshawn Nixon, he's a cornerback for the Green Bay Packers. He had to leave the game after inadvertently getting kicked in the, let's say, the spot. But our offense was that of being gelded by the Green Bay Packers. Rainy days and Mondays for the win. That's the master mixer of the Monday montage. It was rainy days and Mondays for the win. Or the loss in the case of yesterday at Lambeau. Days for me, and I would imagine a fair amount listening right now. Rainy days and Mondays. Days would be D-A-Z-E. Rainy days. Rainy days, and every day of the week is getting us down. And next on the laundry list would be that loss yesterday at Border Battle 130 at Lambeau Field. Failed to score a touchdown for the second time this season. Days as in bewildered, stupefied, confused, disappointed, frustrated, and mystified. And I'm only the announcer. And all that is accurate because losing is one thing, but getting throttled like that is mystifying with like 4 yards of offense in the second half. Those who say, seen this movie, know how it ends, cannot be argued with. 3 consecutive losses for the third time in Kevin O'Connell's coaching career. They lost the first 3 and final 4 in 2023. You see, that was the Dobbs year, and this is not. This is the unveiling of the first-round quarterback who has thrown 2 interceptions 4 of his 6 games. It's so bad. It got so bad yesterday. Nordo's doing fan line and sees a Dak Prescott bad overthrow, and J.J. McCarthy caught the stray.
I always love that one.
Even those bleeding the colors to this point of the equation have had enough. And I can't be mad at any of them. 4-7. With Jackson, Smith, and Jigba next on the docket. Who's he? JSN, as they call him. He's a slot machine who has gone for 272-2 in his last 2. Catching it from Sam, the man who used to be on the Fan. I mean, seriously, 6 days from now, Jackson Smith and Jigba, just triple him and win that battle. Given the world thinks you'll lose the war, just win that little baby battle. Maybe somebody will lead with, for the first time all season, Jackson Smith and Jigba was held in check. But the rest of the story might not be that beautiful. Addison and Naylor didn't have a catch. Jefferson has gone 6 in a row without at least 100 receiving yards. Seattle is next and is 8-3 after beating Tennessee. Darnold smells blood like a shark circling a wounded seal who can't protect itself. This is miserable. Let's weekend wrap before all of our neurological pathways shut down. And the show is done. Middle of the first segment, 3-2 base.
Goff up under center, turns, gives to Gibbs. Gibbs hesitates.
What do you got, Gibbs?
45 to the 50. Right sideline 40. Jets on. There he goes.
What do you got?
Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Ford Field. Stand up. Stand up. 65 yards.
We know.
Jahmyr Gibbs to the house.
We know.
First play from scrimmage in overtime. If you know, you know.
And
that man can fly. He can fly.
Oh, my God. Did you hear the joy in that radio booth?
You hear that joy?
Oh.
I mean, if you know, now you know.
And we know.
Yeah, we know. As do the New York Giants with the Detroit Lions starting the weekend wrap provided by Hoffman Cooling and Heating and HoffmanHeating.net. Motor City Kitty's got the money. Another NFC North team found a way to win late, as it is wont to do.
Snap, Williams giving him Monangai! Mighty Monangai! Standing up, in from the 2. Touchdown! Touchdown Bears! And a 30-21 lead over the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers.
So, Jahmyr Gibbs wins the overtime game for the Lions on the first play in overtime, and now we know. And the mighty Monangai. Who knew? He's the mighty Monangai.
We know.
And more joy and happiness being exuded throughout the vast and ever-expanding Chicago Bears audio network.
Everyone's so happy.
Lions won, Bears won, Packers won. Yep, Sam, the man who used to be on the fan, well, he's next.
4-man rush. Darnold has time. Gonna let it fly. Got a man, JSN. Makes the catch. Breaks the tackle. He's gonna back into the end zone for a touchdown. Seahawks. 63 yards. Single coverage. You guys know better than that, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of
Everybody knows.
It's a lot of everybody knows.
Okay.
All across the Great Divide.
And the analysts are all giggling and laughing.
Yeah, the analysts are having a great time.
And clomping, but they're filled with joy as they clomp. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
for them.
Mine, like yours truly, apoplectic, mystified, stupefied, rainy days, DAZE, and Mondays got all of us down. So we thought we'd share some happiness from around the National Football League. I think that was a 63-yard hit from Sam, the man who used to be on the fan, to Jackson Smith and Jigba, which indicates it's either a deep shot with a lot of air underneath the football, or through which the football is traveling, or some elite run after catch with blocking down the field and everything. I mean, with respect, like the deep strike game that we have come to love in Minnesota in 2022 and 2024.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that game at Buffalo feels like 3 decades ago. It feels like Carson Wentz was the quarterback for the team a half century ago.
I don't even remember that game.
I don't either. Holy cow, man.
Freaking Twilight Zone we're living in.
I mean, from the end zone, getting into the end zone for the Minnesota Vikings, well, they got shut out. And speaking of shutouts, your Christmas colors, your professional hockey team just keeps shutting out team after team.
One short-handed. He played it off ice. Johansson carries in right side. Johansson hit the late homecoming Faber. Took a shot. He scores! Brock Faber ripped it under under the crossbar. It's a shorthanded goal, and the Wild have a 2-0 lead.
Covenant collapse.
Yeah.
Covenant collapse, despite the morose, despite the negativity, and despite the A topic being the Z topic, in hearts at least. This team shuts out Sidney Crosby 5-0 Friday and beats Winnipeg for the first time in a long time. Went up to the Peg to do it. Take that, Peg. Now you know.
Well, that's going to,
Wallstead, now you know.
Now you know.
Volstead, now you know.
You got to beat those sorts of teams, man. I mean, that's been the conversation the last couple of years. Like, wow, look at them work the Blue Jackets, and then they just get housed by their division rivals.
Right.
Going up to Winnipeg, getting a W, that's massive.
The only way you can possibly know is if you know. And that's what they did.
No truer words.
So now, Peg, now you know.
Now you know.
Lomas, let's go. Analyst for the Seahawks Audio Network, now you know. So the Minnesota Wild with a very, very, very impressive victory last evening. Congratulations. PJ Fleck, coach of the Golden Gophers, joins 9 to noon at about 10:45. Part of the conversation involves this.
This from 34 yards to put Northwestern up. Inside the right hash. Snap back, spot down, kick is up, and it is good. And Northwestern, with 53 seconds to go, has a 38-35 lead. Wow.
The T-Wolves are at Sacramento tonight. This is the weekend wrap, courtesy of Hoffman Cooling and Heating and Hoffman.net. Cooler temps around the corner. Could be some snow tomorrow. Make sure you get that furnace all amped up and amplified and tuned up and everything. And Scott Hendricks and his staff with Hoffman Cooling and Heating, they're going to do you right with excellent service and probably some wonderful deals, specifically if you need a new furnace system. HoffmanHeating.net. Thank you for picking up the tab on the weekend wrap, courtesy of 9 to noon. Let's go with this howl tonight against Zach LaVine and the Sacramento Kings. Now, the last time the Timberwolves played was Friday, and they played a team with a winning record, and sadly, of late, we know how those go.
Inbound in the front court. Gillespie with it. 10 seconds to play. Down one. Gillespie runs it up and hits it with 6.4 seconds left. Wolves don't have a timeout. And to Julius Randle. Julius will pop on the three. It's short at the buzzer, and the Suns have come back to stun the Timberwolves. 114-113 is the final.
We got stunned.
Yeah.
We got stunned.
We got stunned.
Well, now we know.
Now we know, and well, what we know is that since we have now a team on the docket with a losing record, we'll handle business, and then it's all eyes on Wednesday night, baby.
Yeah, Wednesday. That oh yeah, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren.
Oh no,
and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Artenstein,
Minnehaha Academy, go crazy.
My goodness.
The Gophers hockey team split with 5th-ranked Penn State. That's cool. Congratulations, Coach Motzko, on the victory portion of the equation. And some Minnesota Vikings talkbacks a little later, 9 to noon. Why? Because we care. Free iHeart audio app. Find the microphone. You got 30 seconds to opine, as you did yesterday, so eloquently and so vociferously via Vikings fan line. And we'll run some talkbacks at multiple times during the course of the radio show today. But that's the weekend wrap, courtesy of Hoffman Cooling and Heating and Hoffman.net. We fade the music and fire up 9 to noon. Good morning. The Green Bay Packers went to mocking the skull chant after Evan Williams intercepted J.J. McCarthy. All right? Mocking the skull chant, you say, for like 30 seconds. Sadly, the question is, how can this version of the Minnesota Vikings make them or anybody pay when you do things like that?
Right.
That's the sad portion of the equation because...
Well, you feel helpless.
Well, you got to make somebody pay when they do things like that, and trying to make somebody pay at this moment feels like we're on the wrong side of the old taxation increases.
I mean, it's kind of like Big Brother, Little Brother, where Big Brother's just got his arm on his little brother's head, and Little Brother is flailing, and Big Brother is just laughing. Mm-hmm. Just laughing, filled with glee, making sure If you know, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And the little brother fails to know that he just at this particular moment doesn't have a freaking chance in the game. That's what about every moment felt like on Sunday. Worried that is a harbinger for what's to come.
The Sultan of Smug joins later.
Oh, great.
Sultan of Smug joins later, about 11:35. FIBA, F-I-B-A, Fairness and Border Battle Act. That should be excellent. That should be excellent about 11:35 with the border battle. I'd rather be Keyshawn Nixon's wounded sack than listen to that.
I always love that one.
Well, you know, I will say this. Even though he makes me as a rube look unbiased about my favorite team, historically, he has handled these moments pretty well. Mm-hmm. Despite being the Sultan of Smug and earning that particular title.
He handles being on top with aplomb.
No, that's great. He's a front runner. He's absolutely a front runner as a Packers fan, but I think he's going to be very polite and cordial this morning.
Softy from Seattle probably won't be too loud and obnoxious later this week. If and or when we have him on. The Feast Friday is at Buffalo Wild Wings Mall of America. Buffalo Wild Wings Mall of America for the Friday football feast. You know, after the show, I might drop $2,000 on my Amex and call it emotional shopping.
I always love that one.
The 1020 today should be cool.
That is a vulnerable environment for you.
And we are being serious with this. The 1020-ish should be cool after the analyst. Eric Bjorgaard, general manager of Metropolitan Ford, EB, as we call him. Well, his kid Chase Bjorgaard, scored 6 touchdowns and amassed 351 total yards in Edina State title win against Moorhead. So our brother, Eric Bjorgaard, EB, with Chase, they're going to stop by about 10:20-ish to talk about that moment. And I don't know. Maybe EB will give you a sweet deal on a Ford F-150. My man has no idea. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He has no idea he's rolling into just a puddle of negativity, sarcasm, and distraction.
But he will.
Hold on. All right, 3, 2. Wow.
It hurts.
Yeah, I'm almost done with the writing on the plane last night. Hold on.
This whole thing hurts.
I know, like this cramp I got in my ribs. Now I know.
Now you know.
All right, 3, 2. EB. He has no idea he's rolling into just a puddle of negativity, sarcasm, and distraction-related depression. But we'll make the best of it. His son Chase is going to be with him. He's a kid at a time. Hey, the Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings at Lambeau Field had more runs than passes at halftime.
Yeah.
Everybody happy with that super special chain of events? Huh? Been asking for it, right? The only first half touchdown was partially a okay, let's rewind.
Okay.
More runs than passes at halftime,
yes.
Super special chain of events, and the first 2 went for a combined 18 yards. Then we threw 3 consecutive times and went 3 and out.
Yeah. Had that nice pass to Jefferson. Actually 3 great plays in a row before we threw our way to a field goal.
The formula, though, running more than passing and not getting Saw-like murdered in the take-give or time of possession, that'd be great to add to the equation.
Yeah.
That'd be a great part of the formula.
Tight end, though.
Especially the Saw-like murdering in the take-give or time of possession. The only first-half touchdown was partially a result of a dicey PI call on Metellus, who set up Green Bay around the red zone. Then, Emmanuel Wilson became a cross between Amon Green, Eddie Lacy, and Johnny Blood McNally. And Emmanuel Wilson had a career day against us. That's just special.
I want to see his yards after contact yesterday. Man, we couldn't tackle him.
Isaiah McDuffie's been in the league 5 years. That was the first interception of his career. Stop with the firsts. In the history of your careers against the Minnesota Vikings, please.
He had hands like O.J. McDuffie yesterday.
How about if that's not part of the equation or part of the formula? You know, that formula that at times runs more than it passes, but sometimes Gets Friday the 13th like murdered in the take, give, or time of possession. So, Emmanuel Wilson, you say, you spend all week wondering if Josh Jacobs is going to play. Then you hear he's out a couple of hours before the game and feel good about things.
Yeah.
Until Emmanuel Wilson goes Jim Taylor on the bit, and the old arm tackling trick just didn't work again. 9 to noon is bored with getting killed in the time of possession. Bored with the 21 turnovers, which are most in the NFL. Bored with the one-time high-end downfield passing game being null and void. And we're bored with dog walks and neurological pathways being impeded by Micah Parsons and Devontae Wyatt, short-circuiting every facet of our quarterback's brain. And if that's not enough, at least we got to watch the Green Bay Packers defense mock the Skull Champ for 30 seconds after the Evan Williams interception.
Yeah.
All right,
didn't have an answer. Yeah. We couldn't do anything about it.
Don't kill the messenger or messengers, okay, Rube Nation? Don't kill the messengers. We're just sharing the words eye view from yesterday at Lambeau Field. You know, the team chiropractor, very, very nice man named David. The team chiropractor approached me right before takeoff from Austin Strobel and, sensing I was pear-shaped, said, "You look a little down. Take a peek outside at just the most beautiful sunset you'll ever see." I didn't respond, but thought to myself, now why would I do that when I masochistically can pound away on my keyboard writing about a sunset of a different variety? The one enveloping our 2025 Minnesota Vikings season. And it's that of darkness and lacking any form of beauty. Thank you, TimberTech and TimberTech.com. What's on deck 9 to noon includes X marking the spot around the corner, followed by some talkbacks, then the analyst, then high school immortality, and the beat just goes on and on and on, and here we are. It's 9:27, Nordo produces, and I'm Paul Allen. This is Wine to Noon at FM 100.3 KFAN.
The Fan.
Whelan will let it fly from about his own 40. Miles Price heels on the 10. End over end production by Whelan. Price is going to let it sail over his head. Nice bounce for Green Bay at the 6. Price ran in there and touched it. What are you doing? It's bouncing about at the 5.
To get them out of the
Green
way.
Bay ball.
Are you kidding me?
That's
with
ridiculous. I mean, this is so ridiculous.
X, as in Twitter, X was marking the spot for the negatives to jump the Minnesota Vikings. X making their mark, getting some likes and retweets and back and forth into the night. What a super special Sunday that must have been. And the hits were coming from all over. X was marking the spot, and here they are. I mean, they were coming from all over. You know what? When I started putting this thing together, I could have done it for about 90 minutes. I mean, there were names of analysts and talking heads and writers and stuff that everybody's heard of from all over the place, just opining on Minnesota Vikings football. The local feel, I mean, it was off the charts. If you didn't listen to Vikings Fan Line yesterday, I mean, you could just kind of get a snippet or a small feel for it there. And X was marking the spot with Greeny, Mike Greenberg from ESPN. He tweeted yesterday, the hashtag Vikings have a real problem on their hands. It's obviously too early to write off the quarterback, but it's not too early to be significantly alarmed.
Oh my gosh, I'm above average at that.
Richard Sherman, former cornerback for the Seattle Super Chickens. I mean, he's all over McCarthy and has been for a couple of weeks. Richard Sherman, purportedly an elite football mind, writes, the struggles continue for McCarthy. Second interception thrown today.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, video with that one. Kevin Seifert, he's local, old school, best school too. And with ESPN.com, it's a mothership. It's a major national entity. ESPN.com. Old school, best school tweets. In the last 30 seasons, there have only been 2 Vikings quarterbacks who have thrown 2 interceptions in 3 consecutive games.
Oh, no.
2012, Christian Ponder. 2025, J.J. McCarthy.
Oh my gosh, above average at that.
I started to hear some Ponder references on Fan Line yesterday.
Yeah, I've tried to avoid that as best I can, wanting to give the kid the opportunity to carve his own path, make his own way, but it was unavoidable yesterday with the 2 turnovers, with the way the offense looked in the second half and all of those things, the sacks, the general impotence on the offense. Ponder has become a very, very regular reference point as we watch the 6 games J.J. McCarthy has started.
Wow. Dallas came back and beat Philadelphia.
We're happy for you.
Wow. Shedeur Sanders got his first victory.
We're happy for you.
Holy cow. Joe Burrow didn't play, so my money line tout on Friday was diseased.
We're happy for you.
All right, 3-2. X was marking the spot at Twitter with Minnesota Vikings chagrin. At TC Head Cheese, the Sultan of Smug, who joins today about 11:35. My Vikings-loving son Jackson is now checking the current 2026 draft order and trying to figure out how many teams would draft a quarterback before the purple picks.
Thank you.
Sultan, though.
We don't need you.
Well, if anybody's interested, off the X marking the spot with the Sultan of Smug, Vikings' current draft order goes like this: 12, 43, 76, 97, 171, 206, 227, and 235.
Oh my gosh, above average.
Don't kill the messenger. Don't kill the messengers. Just giving the words eye view from old Lambeau Field. Something called ML Football. ML Football via Twitter. Hashtag Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy would have had a higher passer rating if he would have just spiked the ball on every play. If you spike the ball on every play, your passer rating is 39.6. His rating at Lambeau, 34.2.
Oh my gosh.
Disaster in Minnesota, he finishes it with.
Do you ever notice with a lot of those where, going back to Greeny's post,
Yeah.
it's too early to give up is kind of you keep seeing that. It's too early to tell. There's still, we still need to see more reps, but then they just bury the kid. It's, all right.
He didn't really do that, but it's a good example starting point.
Yeah, that's kind
He's
of
telling us it's not too early to be significantly alarmed.
Correct. Yes, it's too early.
How we can argue with him?
Don't cut the kid. But my goodness, it's as bad, and I don't see any chance that it gets better. I've just been feeling that over the last 24 hours. Yes, I mean, and I think that the pile on, it's easy to pile on and ride that wave because through 6 starts, you have not seen. You can't come out of this first 6 games, this 6-pack of starts, and say, well, this thing is really good. He just needs, in some ways, I feel like we were fooling ourselves last week, like thinking about, well, these first 2 drives, terrific. And the numbers pan out. I think the first quarter in totality, matter of fact, his passer rating is, let's call it like 120s, something like that. But then the rest of the game is just an unmitigated disaster.
The middle stages.
The middle 30 or the final 45.
And now we know.
And do we know?
Do we know?
Because it's as you heard there, it's too early to write the kid off. But my goodness, should we all be on complete DEFCON 1 red alert at this particular moment? It's just. And this is, when we're maybe a greenie or some people that prognosticate and opinion make in the sport where they would just kind of be quiet. Okay, there's ups and downs. We have now reached the stage where it is complete open, comfortable season on daggering the QB. That's how these 6 games, sadly, with McCarthy have gone.
Well, with Mike Greenberg, with Greenie, there are 3 sentences here. The Vikings have a real problem on their hands. Would we agree or disagree?
Absolutely agree.
Yes. So, because that sentence there does not solely involve quarterback analysis. The hashtag Vikings have a real problem on their hands. A 4-7 record would lead to a real problem on somebody's hands. The next sentence. It's obviously too early to write off the quarterback. That's realistic, and that's time-tested.
Yeah.
So that's accurate. And then the next one, but it's not too early to be significantly alarmed. I can't argue with that one either. So that's a tweet.
It's a tweet, man.
That's an X marking the spot.
There was basically at one point I'm watching the game. I was at Gray's Food Hall doing an appearance yesterday, a little watch party, and it was almost like you needed that interception to McDuffie to just kind of complete the entire thing. Just okay, now this feels like a complete game for the 2025 Minnesota Vikings.
But what even made it better? Sorry to clip. Well, I mean, if to take it a step farther,
yeah.
The left tackle got run around by the player for whom they traded, who's making a difference at the right time.
Correct.
Connect the dots on that biatch.
Well, think about it. Every single week, we should almost get a sponsor for it. This week's Special Teams Inexplicable Gaffe is brought to you by and insert local company here.
Nobody was talking about special teams, and it just caught a stray.
But that's my point. It became a complete game because it was the entire season in one game. We have Ivan Pace running off the field, and we're calling a timeout when we have 11 guys on the field.
You just called me PA. You haven't called me PA in about 6.5 years. That's how pear-shaped this whole operation has become.
Miles Price lets the ball go. Then he's probably making the right decision, but there's a lack of situational or spatial awareness that leads to the hit on the ball contact, and it's a turnover. Mentioning the left tackle that Rashawn Gary ran around, he ran around Justin School because we have injuries on the O-line again after we spent a week getting excited about having our entire Minnesota moving company intact.
And it was Justin School's birthday.
There we go, Paul! Well, I mean, belated happy birthday. I mean, just from a human standpoint. But my goodness, has it not been good enough? The rookie left guard's now got a foot or an ankle. And then you're looking at a team that ran the ball 15 times in the first half, 2 times for -3 in the second half, and then the QB gets sacked 5 times, throws 2 picks. That is the Vikings 2025 season.
Let it out.
Explained in one 60-minute game at Lambeau Field. It had freaking everything yesterday. None of it good.
At MN Twins Zealot via X. At MN Twins Zealot via X. Because X was marking the spot for the negatives to jump the Minnesota Vikings yesterday. At MN Twins Zealot. The Minnesota Twins to the Vikings. Join us.
I always love that one.
I mean, there's a picture underneath it and everything. It took a little work with that one. And the penultimate for the X marks the spot segment. Former Tennessee Titans left tackle Taylor Lewan. Former Tennessee Titans left tackle Taylor Lewan got into the mix. Vikings fans are in a tough spot right now, but if this season has shown us anything, it's that this league has a development and patience problem. You've got a proven coach who knows how to develop players. Now you've got to be patient with JJ and sit with the frustrations that come with the growth. He needs time. More time than you probably want to give. But he's shown enough flashes, at least to me, to believe he can be special. I believe Kevin O'Connell will get him right. And that we'll see a completely different player next season. Taylor Lewan, he played the game. Greeny didn't play the game. The Paunchy Sultan didn't play the game.
Yeah.
ML Football didn't play the game.
It's true. Taylor Lewan.
Taylor Lewan played the game. That's how he's seeing it with no agenda. I believe Kevin O'Connell will get him right, and that we'll see a completely different player next season.
Okay.
And finally, something called Just Another Year Chicago.
I mean, he was a former Michigan player, but...
Oh, wow. I'd stick up for you if you were in peril.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
You wouldn't stick up for me. You'd call me PA.
Everything changes when we're losing. We're all out for ourselves.
This one's going to get you a little bit. All right. just another year, Chicago. That entity tweeted.
Stop!
Nashawn Wright was on the Vikings practice squad last year. So far for #Bears in 2025, 49 total tackles, 10 passes defensed, 5 interceptions, tied for first in the NFL with teammate Kevin Byard, 2 fumble recoveries, and an interception touchdown. What a Ryan Poles pickup that has been.
Oh my gosh.
That one get you. Taylor Lou on Wolverine, that's right. Tom Brady, where are you?
We need him.
Desmond Howard, where are you? Seriously, A.J. Barner. I know that they'll be playing your team next week, but Colston Loveland, can you guys stick up for the kid? Like the fellow Wolverine Michigander on the tweet machine?
Well, here's my question.
Just once?
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Do we believe that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback to play?
Yes.
In the NFL?
I do.
And he went to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear him now post-playing career probably more often than the days with the Pats and the Bucks. Kind of making references to Michigan. There's a little bit, you can feel a little bit of humanity eking out of Tom Brady in terms of his connection to Ann Arbor.
I'm still looking for that Blake Corum tweet.
Well, here's my question. If the greatest QB in the world, fellow QB at Michigan, isn't saying anything, is he saying everything?
Oh my God.
Is he saying everything by not saying anything?
Can we get Jake Long to get on the X machine and defend the kid, or a member of the Schembeckler family? God rest the soul of Bo. Anybody? Please.
Blake Corum.
This is 9 to noon.
What does Mason Graham think? He went against him in practice.
Yes.
Here's something for him.
Mason Graham, you got to feel good about yourself, man. Your team just won. Shador got victory number 1, and we're happy for him.
What about Sandra still?
Stick up for your kid, Mason Graham. Come on.
This is a problem.
Ty Streets, where you been? David Terrell, where you been? Where are you? You want to be relevant again? Get on the X machine.
What about Bubsy or Greasy?
Watch the likes and the retweets. Just roll and byplay with Elite Football Minds via X. Some of your talkbacks are around the corner, so don't leave.
Morning, gentlemen. This is Dave from Los Angeles. My friends are apologizing to me for yesterday's performance, and I think for next week, Rosmer should start. Give JJ a break, because the comparisons are going to be huge between him and Darnold next week, and then go from there. Have a great day.
Thanks for the talkback. Free iHeart audio app. And thank you for listening out Los Angeles way very early. Sorry you had to face all the Lo Cientos, or all of the we're sorry for yous. I mean, as heartfelt as I'm sure they were. But did you get a lot of Brosmer / McCarthy related talkbacks or calls or 64686s yesterday?
I did. And, I'm in a spot, like, I'm not turning down any opinion at this stage, right? And I hate to say that I love it, because I don't like the team losing and having adversity at all. I want them to win every game.
Yeah.
But it can be kind of fun when there's a tough loss and you do fan line and you just kind of let people go, Davenport or Love style, and you just let them say what needs to be said.
Like the guy with the pseudonym who wanted a shirt or tickets or something?
Well, I mean, that went a little longer than I probably should have let it. But yes, Hollerin' James, I think, is what he refers to himself as. Here's my thing on Brosmer is that if Brosmer was an undrafted cat just from New Hampshire and not from the Gophers, I still believe there would be an element of let's see what the backup has, because there are people that have made the final decision. J.J. McCarthy doesn't have it. We need to move on. But I think it's louder because of the local connection. As a matter of fact, you can go farther. You can say the fact that he was here with the Minnesota Golden Gophers probably has a lot to do with the opportunity that he had, and then he took advantage of it and he made the team. But really, without that local connection, I don't believe that there is as much trust, love, and faith in Brosmer as we are hearing. And that's not even a shot at Brosmer. I just think that for better or worse, if J.J. McCarthy is healthy enough to play, he needs to take every single rep these final 6 games. Like, I just don't even think the Brosmer thing should be discussed. I don't think it should be an option. And we're going to find out at the end of these 6 games whether it's completely untenable and some offseason things need to happen, or does the light turn on? And, the consistency you hear in the press conferences and things, it's right there. It's close. We're seeing growth. I personally am not seeing growth on the field through these 6 games, but as long as they continue to have belief that something can be fixed, that a platform can be built to grow from, you invested the 10th overall selection in this kid. You effectively put a bunch of things in motion, all leading to this. And nothing has gone right from a health standpoint, various gaffes, underperforming potentially, defense takeovers, either takeaways, et cetera. And the kid is not growing. So everything's gone wrong. But what you put into this, you can't just say, didn't work after 6 starts. I don't think that's good enough. I think if he's healthy to play, he needs to get every single rep the rest of the year.
Well, I believe he is growing.
Okay.
It just may not be positively and prevalent with the statistical wherewithal with what we see.
Okay.
Because I do believe there is growth in adversity. It's difficult to quantify because you can't really see it or feel it.
Yeah.
But I do believe, you've heard me say it before, we have experienced it in different facets of our lives. Ascension generally takes place in hot, heated, we're talking about super tenuous situations when a bottom is identified.
Right.
I'm really hoping yesterday was the bottom for J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
On many levels. Things everybody sees and things not everybody sees. I'm hoping that was rock bottom, baby. And I'm with you on the provincial nature of the elevating or the audible nature of the voices becoming louder. The 64686 may be being all caps with 15 exclamation points when it comes to Brosmer.
Yeah.
Somebody of whom I'm quite fond. So, like you said, this is with respect. But he's the only quarterback on the active roster. So he's the 2.
Right.
So forget the Sky Yuma colors, forget New Hampshire. He's the only other option on the active roster.
Yep.
So if you do have the belief that if for the rest of the run, the other guys should play, I would be lockstep with you in that. No, I don't see it that way. See, when you say unless, or when people say unless, physically damaged or unless hurt or injured, that goes beyond ankles and hips and shoulders and sternums.
Yeah.
Especially for 22-year-olds who they've wanted everything they've done. They've never faced any form of thick, dark adversity like this.
Right.
And to believe you snap and they all just bounce out of it, that's a little steely for me. To whom much is given, much is expected. Fair. But maturity and growth through adversity is part of that process too.
Yeah. And
if you believe that somebody is so down on themselves and in essence feeling they're carrying the burden of everybody else, which would be unfair to the individual, but nevertheless, you're talking about somebody who, from a life experience standpoint, has absolutely never faced or seen anything like this. And I would imagine it hurts. So if you feel somebody so brain boggled that they're putting too much pressure on themselves and it's subsequently impacting things, well, then that individual does have to sit to the side for a little bit to recalibrate, catch the 22-year-old's breath, and then come back and try again. I can't.
Well, if that's the case, that would be part of the concerning conversation in terms of how he's handling this. Everyone, and there are a lot of players that are drafted in the NFL each and every year that come into situations where they were the best kid in high school. They had terrific. I mean, just pick your Ohio State player of the day. And a lot of these guys are going to be people that are very, very unaccustomed to losing. And so how they handle it, the maturity element. I'm not in the locker room, so I can't tell you how the kids handle it. Yes, in fairness, I guess that would be a reason to go to Brosmer. But a lot of it is, you either think it'll be better or it's, hey, let's see what Brosmer has. Again, just in totality, I'd love to see what Brosmer has.
Yeah.
But the investment in the kid, the investment in McCarthy, combined with all of the organizational things you've done over the last 18 months to get to this point.
Yeah.
If he is healthy enough to play and there isn't this brain boggled thing you're talking about.
Well, because mental health counts too.
It certainly does count. But I'm not in his head. I can only see what I'm seeing on the field. So
right.
If he's healthy enough to play and he's not brain boggled, as you're talking about, he needs every rep that he can possibly get, because we do need an answer. We do need to see that growth that you're saying is maybe incrementally in some areas, either on or off the field.
Oh, we all see that.
And so
we all watched the Lions game. We all watched the final 2 drives of the most recent Bears game.
Right, but
it is there.
Well, I would look at that more as, I know that talent exists.
Right.
I have not lost faith that the kid is super talented.
It is an outlier with how dark the other side of the equation has become.
Well, and that's where, when I'm talking about growth on the field, those moments at Soldier Field, Ford Field, those are super cool, but growth would be the consistency of those moments.
Indeed.
Consistency would be managing the middle 30s, so to speak. So
this are you familiar with the name David Carr?
Yeah.
This is reminding me a lot of David Carr's rookie season with the Houston Texans.
Oh my goodness, all those sacks.
NFL record.
Yeah.
And if you read up on David Carr, or you learn about David Carr, or you get a chance to meet David Carr, he was so mentally beaten by that first year, he couldn't bounce back.
He didn't recover.
And that doesn't make him weak. It doesn't make him a loser.
No.
It doesn't make these people weak, because you don't ascend to this level in the first place by being weak. But there are things that hit out of nowhere that you've never faced that just break a man.
Oh, yeah.
And that year broke David Carr.
Well, and that goes to quotes like, I think Kevin O'Connell said it himself, is sometimes organizations can fail QBs as much as QBs fail organizations. So each of these is its own individual story, where lack of O-line, maybe offensive issues, the environment and the circumstances around David Carr knocked him out of his own mind and kind of made him forget how to go out there and just throw a football at a high level, which he had been doing for his entire life.
Right.
And just hopefully that's not a case here with the kid. So if he's healthy and he's not brain boggled, as you're talking about, I need to see him in there. And just finally, I want to see more consistency and growth out of the kid. We got 6 more games left to see it.
The analyst Pete Bursich joins 9 to noon next.